it's Mary. Queen MLB, Talk to Me Tuesday, July 21st, 2020. Don't even ask me how I got to that date. Anyway, I've been a little busy in that I'm grabbing time before work in the morning, and that's getting some stuff out. Other than that, I am just exhausted, and I don't think there's anything unusually wrong with me. I think it's just the pandemic fatigue, and I come home, I go to my brother's for supper, and then I'm in bed. The upside to that is I'm getting up early in the morning and I can sew before work. So I'm not working on too terribly much, but I am progressing on things that we talked about before. One of them is the Grids Girls Facebook group is Creative Grids, Deb Heatherly, and I'm in her quilt along, and I think Julia is, and maybe some others. Anyway, we have, today was the second to last clue. Next Tuesday is the last clue, and so I can show you this week's, it's a medallion, so we've been putting together components for 6 weeks, and then this is the 7th week, and we put the center together last week, and I messed it up, but I like it, so I'm keeping it. And then this week we put a border around that and worked on some other components, and then next week we're going to finish it. It's going to be a lap size, and we got bonus blocks. We cut off some pieces of things, and we turned those into pinwheels. And so anyway, here's what I did this morning on the 7th of 8 clues, and there are other fabrics. It's supposed to be a scrap quilt, and you know I don't do scrappy, so I pulled some fabric out of my stash, and I'm liking how it comes together, and the other fabrics have a lot more blue in them and some stripes, and they're interesting. So next week you'll probably just see the bigger picture, but I'm liking the fabrics. It's coming up with between the plaid and the colors, it's coming up with a real Mad Hatter-ish look to it, which surprised me but pleased me. And so without further ado, here's what I was working on this morning, the 4 strips that will go somewhere and the center part. Anyway, I really like how that's coming along, and I like that the 2 that I participated in before had these clues like make 3,264 flying geese in the next week that are half an inch big, and this one has just really been doable. And I find that the clues come out at midnight on Monday night, so I find out if I am up Monday night I start, but Tuesday morning before work I can just knock it out, and then I'm done for the week, and that way I've been keeping current on this one. I also like that the pieces are bigger, and so far no flying geese, so I like this one, and I like the way it's looking, and I'm really enjoying it. Mysteries are iffy anyway, and you know that, so I'm happy with it. So next, remember last week I showed you the fabric that I had cut out for my fish quilt that I'm making backwards because I designed the quilt design and then designed a quilt to go under it. It's not an original idea, but I'm putting the fish under it, and so I have the rows of fishes and the rows of water, and the water will be green and blue. So anyway, that's more fabric, and I'm going to need, if my math is correct, and this is an odd one to kind of do the math on, but if my math is correct, I need 50 fishes, which is 3 tumblers per fish, so 50 fabrics, enough fabric for 50 times 3 tumblers, and for the fish. And then for the water, I need fabric for 3 tumblers per fish times 3. So And the reason I'm calling the water the fish is that the fish are the same shape as the water's the same shape as the fish. There's just different. You guys know what I'm talking about. Anyway, if you don't, sorry I lost you. So I need 150 6-inch tumblers that are red and green, blue and green. God, I'm tired. And 150 6-inch tumblers that are fish colored. And my fish aren't colors seen in the ocean necessarily. So anyway, got some more fabrics. And I got enough because I was having a great time. My fabric store had a sale. I was having a fabulous time, and I want a lot of leftovers, and so I got some great fish. That's a fish, clearly. The owner of my local quilt shop is designing a quilt to go with this fabric, and we talked about it. It's going to be awesome. This is a fish, clearly. Water. This is purple. Might look blue. This is purple. And if it doesn't fit in with the other waters that are blue and green, I'm going to make a fish out of it. And if it does, it's going to be water. We'll just see. Water. This one is kind of a lavender, so we'll do the same thing with that. It might be a fish, it might be water. I'm hoping it'll be water. This is a green with blue on it, so that's water. Water. See, I needed more water, obviously. Water. Clearly a fish in the Gulf of Mexico. That's a Louisiana fish. Water. Water. So we are, and this is, yeah, it's a good color, I guess. Sometimes what I see on my screen, I'm sure you guys have noticed that what I see on my screen is not what you're seeing on the camera. So it looks a little turquoise, but it's a good sea green, which should be nice water. So anyway, ready to cut those, which will take a minute, and probably ready to start sewing on that one. So that's progress. And then the other thing that I looked at while I was there was, my this is my swap this year, my friendship swap. And I walked you through my design of that. Anyway, I need 6 of this design, and I'm making one for the swap, and I'm making one for myself, and they're going to look different because, well, they're going to be different sizes and different fabrics. Other than that, they're not going to be that different. So anyway, on the one from my friendship swap, I'm using all scraps except the background, which is I showed you the background. I think it's going to be a batik, and then on mine I'm going to use also a batik, but on mine I'm using all shades of red, so mine will be a lot more coherent, and it's going to be purchased fabric. And some of my stash, where the friendship one, I really wanted to use fabrics out of my stash. So those are the difference, because 2 of these things and they're not like each other. So anyway, here are the fabrics I got for mine, because I'm not using my stash. So that's a red. Some of these we can think about. There's one. There's one. And some of these will also, like these 3, will probably also be fish. Those, I like redfish. I like bluefish too, but we're not doing bluefish, because if I made a bluefish, it would look like water now, wouldn't it? I like this one. And these are pretty much out of my local quilt shop scrap bin. Aren't they cute? So I think when I put these into this design, and depending on how my back looks, I might head into some creams or whites. We're going to have to see. The other difference is that all 6 of these pieces will be identical in mine because I just really don't do scrappy or random. This one is iffy. It could definitely be a fish, but it's we're gonna have to see if it goes into my friendship one. And then just picked up a solid red because I think it needs a solid red. Anyway, that's what I've been up to this week. A couple of other things that I made a little progress on that are not worth mentioning because I just made a little progress on them. Like I bought a background for a poppy thing that I might have showed you my poppy design in for a Stitcher Designer, but it's going to be unique, and I couldn't decide what I wanted to do with the background, so I took that design to my quilt shop and told her what I was looking for, and she recommended a beautiful yellow for the background for the poppies, and got that. I'm excited about it, but little things like that here and there, and not anything too exciting. So that's all I've been doing this week, and I hope you guys have a fabulous week. And I'm still tired, but one day this thing will be over, right? Yeah, next year, 2021 shows promise. All right, good to see ya. Bye.